Hi, fiber friends! Welcome to Yarn Twiddling number 4. My name is Lynn, and I am the dyer behind ChickenLadyFiberArts. Today is a very warm day here on the western slope of Colorado, so I am inside with my room air conditioner because the air conditioning does not come this far over into the house. We actually have a swamp cooler, and if you don't know the difference, then I will have to get into that in the next episode. So, this week I do have some finishes. Yay! First up is a sock. So, I dyed this colorway, years and years ago, and pulled it out of my stash because I am fluffing my stash. Thank you, Stephanie at Texas Peach Knits. And I just knit a big tube and then put in an afterthought heel. And this is the yarn that shall not be named by Awakened Yarn and Fiber. So there's the first sock. We'll see if I can get the second sock done before the end of June, which is in just a few days. I am participating in Nikki's, she is Knick Knack Knits over on Instagram and on Ravelry. And she is doing a whole year of Sock It To Me, and she gives out prizes and all kinds of things every quarter and every month. I am trying to make a pair of socks every month in 2023. We'll see how I do. I'm also participating in Kay Litton's, she's the crazy sock lady over on Rav and Instagram, and she has a summer sock camp, and I am participating in that. Next up, I finished a book. The book was called Lessons in Chemistry, and it's by Bonnie Garmis. I listened to it as I was dyeing in the back room for the past couple of weeks. The book is set in the early 1960s and follows a woman by the name of Elizabeth Zott. She is a female scientist who is fired from her lab and accepts a job as a host on a TV cooking show to educate housewives on scientific topics, mostly centering around baking and cooking. The book is now being made into a series over on Apple TV. I have not watched it yet. Brie Larson is playing Elizabeth Zott. Z-O-T-T is the character's name. The book reminded me a lot of my mom, who was a feminist in the 50s and 60s. I remember her going around and having the ERA forms being signed in the late 60s, early 70s. The book does have a suicide and it does have a brutal rape scene, which are both very difficult to hear, and I'm sure to read if I had been reading the book. Most men in the book are described as ugly and hateful misogynists. For me, the male bashing has become tiresome. The cooking show part of the book was fabulous. I loved that. And my husband, who read the book several months ago and recommended it to me, said that the dog was his favorite character. The dog thinks, and we understand what the dog is thinking. So I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. Okay, the next thing that I finished, kind of, is my Fosette. And I will get that out. I'm going to show you, I have it in this cute little bag. Again, this was made by, her tag is not in here, Knick Knack Knits. And I love Nikki's bags because they are see-through and I can tell what is inside of things. Okay, are you ready to see my Fosette? Ta-da! There it is. I frogged it. Frogging is when you rip it out. For all of you non-knitters, crocheters out there. Nothing wrong with a pattern. I put myself under the wire to have this finished in a month. Once I got past the yoke and I started separating for the sleeves and I tried it on, I realized I needed to go up 2 needle sizes. So I took the whole thing out, wound up all the balls. I have the pattern inside of here, and this is going to go into my closet. I will start again another time. The goal is still there. The completion date has just moved. So this is my Fosette. I frogged it. Okay, my whips. Well, I am still working on my mitered square 9 patch, and it's kind of tangly wangly here. So there it is. I can't remember which way it goes. Does it go this way? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I'm on the last square. So this will be completed, and I'll have a third big old 9 patch to throw into my blanket at some other point. And then I am working on my second sock. So there it is in all of its gloriousness. These little markers are just to show every 20 rows so that I can count what I'm doing. This thing up here, this is a DPN holder, a double pointed needle holder, and what it does, instead of having all of this mess in my purse, I can put all of my needles in this little cardboard paper tube with my extra needles, and then if somebody happens to sit on my bag, then it will not break the wooden needles. Again, this is another bag from Knick Knack Knits. When I saw this, I thought it was just Christmas stockings, but look, you guys, they are little Pokemons. Isn't that cute? So yeah, I didn't even notice when I purchased it online, but I like this size bag. Again, it's see-through. I need to see what's in my bags so that I don't lose my ever-loving stuff. Okay, new products. None. As most of you know, my shop is closed right now. It will reopen on July 30th. I am traveling next month to go visit family. I'm going to concentrate on my family, and I will be back July 30th. Those of you who receive my newsletter will be getting a little something special on July 31st and on August 1st. So make sure that you subscribe to my newsletter at ChickenLadyFiberArts.com. Next Monday, July 3rd, is the 29th anniversary of our first date. I know, it's kind of corny, isn't it? July 3rd is a very special day in my life. I got baptized on that day. Hello to my godmother. I had my first date with my husband. Exactly to the hour a year later, he proposed to me. One of my roommates was born that day. Happy birthday, Mary. So, yeah, July 3rd is a very special day. When I go back to my home state, well, this is my home state, but when I go back on vacation, I'm going to visit my godmother. She is 95 years young. She still lives alone, just gave up driving a year ago, and she makes the absolute best koulourakia, which are Greek shortbread cookies. They're delicious. Mwah. Nostima. Speaking of godmothers, reminds me of church. So I've always been a member of the Greek Orthodox Church, and I have recently started going back to liturgy on Sundays, which is wonderful. I've found a piece I didn't realize was always there that I just never took advantage of. I am no theologian and I'm no expert on orthodoxy in any way, but I will say this. Orthodox Christians worship one God, not 12 or 15 or 27, however many the myths talk about. The liturgy is in English. Sometimes it's in Greek, Romanian, Serbian, whatever the language of the congregation is usually what the language of the liturgy is. Not all Greeks know how to make good baklava. So I'm going to give a shameless plug to my favorite baklava, which is by Pure Baklava. It is made in Columbus, Ohio, and my cousin makes it using our Yaya's recipe. It's fabulous. I'm going to put the link down below so that you can get yourself some. It is wonderful stuff. There's no artificial anything in it. It's the phyllo, the pastry, and nuts, and cinnamon, and sugar, and butter. What more do you need? It's absolutely delicious. My t-shirt today is also by AwakenedPatriot over on Etsy. Remember I talked about her the last time. I love this shirt because it reminds me of my cousin. And now it's time for Knowledge Blessings. The question today comes from Linton in Georgia, who asked, who invented the trampoline? Well, Linton, you made me put on my thinking cap and go to the interwebs to look all of this up. In the year 1930, a 16-year-old boy named George Nissen went to the circus. He watched all of the aerialists drop from their perches way up high in the big top. They're the guys and girls that walk the high wire, and they would drop down into this big safety net. And George started thinking, I wonder if I can make something that would let a person keep bouncing. So he thought of something, but it didn't take him a day or an hour or even a minute. It took him 15 years to figure something out. And in 1945, he received a patent, which is a legal term for my invention is very cool and nobody else can invent it. It was called a tumbling device, and he later received a registered trademark for a trampoline. And the word trampoline comes from el trampolín, which is the Spanish word for diving board. So there's your knowledge blessing for today. Thanks, Linton. Okay, I have another knowledge blessing. These are the same exact die dyed on two different bases. You can see that one is a little bit lighter than the other one. One more thing before I go today, folks. I want to know if you are participating in the Politically Incorrect Knitters Shark Week Make-Along. So drop a comment down below, and on July 5th, next week, I'm going to choose one of your comments for the random generator, and one of you will win a skein of the DK Weight Sharks Hug with Their Mouths colorway, dyed by moi. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you're going to be participating. And if you don't know about it, go read Blocked Magazine number 9 to find out all of the details. I am one of the people that's participating, and I am looking forward to some sharkiness. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe bell, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. This is just ridiculous. Whatever. If you're cracking rubber baby bucky bumpers, unique New York, unique New York.